Later, he gets the rebound, passes it to the man, shoots it, and boom goes the dynamite.
So guys, this is the first edition of the Triple Threat podcast, the NBA. So, I'm Conor Ryan. I'm a supporter of the Philadelphia 76ers. Live in Cork and I play with Father Matthews.
I'm Aaron Cannon, I support the LA Lakers, and I just signed a 10-day contract with the Boston Celtics.
Hi, I'm Matthew Butler. I am the only one here sporting an NBA jersey. I support the Boston Celtics, and yeah, let's go.
I didn't actually sign a 10-day with the Celtics.
Yeah, come on, you're way too good. You're way too good for
Are we
that.
really starting off with this for the
Alright, let's go.
Alright. As he sips his coffee.
In this podcast, we like to discuss, many topics around the NBA, based on like current news, and then going a bit historical towards the end of the show. So let's go.
The language may be foul once or twice because Matthew's here.
We like to keep it smooth, but I can't guarantee anything.
Like you may hear a bunch of stuff. Just a heads up.
Just so you don't get offended.
We'll start with. We're going to start with some current news.
By the way, me and Matthew are unaware of the current news for most of it at the start, so he's going to shout some out. So.
I'm supposed to say that.
Justin Holiday, the 6'6" guard, who won Defensive Player of the Year in his senior year in college, who currently averages 4.4 points a game, 0.9 assists and 1.3 rebounds, recently signed with the Atlanta Hawks. He did a pretty good job coming off the bench for the Warriors last season. He averaged 7.5 points per game, and he's probably a good pickup for them since they lost Damari Carroll, the free agency, to Toronto. Since the Pacers hadn't reached out to Luis Scola after also letting go of Roy Hibbert, he signed to Toronto for $3 million. It's a good pickup.
So they've lost two big men.
Yeah, and he was a solid last year. He played 81 games, averaged 21 minutes a game. He's 35, but he runs verticality well.
What does that make? What does that make Toronto next year?
Solid.
But in the East, what? Like is that home court advantage? Fourth?
I think so.
Too early to tell. I think. I want to see the roster shakes out.
With DeMar DeRozan, do you think DeMar DeRozan can come back to his All-Star game? He's
he will. He's solid. He's very solid.
And Kyle Lowry just got tired towards the end of the season, so
I'm really looking forward to see DeMar DeRozan play. I know he doesn't have a great 3-point game, but
DeMar doesn't have a jump shot yet, but he's getting there.
I think once that comes, he's going to be.
I mean, you could play Kyle Lowry, DeMar, then DeMari. Play Patrick Patterson and then Jonas Valanciunas, who's really developed a post game. The Raptors actually made a rule where he's not allowed to catch the ball unless he's inside the paint because he's gotten more aggressive with that because he was just catch it too far out, not re-establish and just give it back out. But he's gotten a lot more dominant. And if they want to play small ball, they have a lot of options too. They can play Terrence Ross at the 3, and they can put James Johnson at the 4, who's really solid, like energy guy. Like he doesn't have an outside shot.
They don't have much of an outside shot though, do they?
They're going to have to find creative ways to score.
But Luis Scola is a really solid pick and roll option.
And pick and pop. He's got that mid range. He
averaged 25%. He shot 25% from 3 this season, but only on 35 attempts. So
moving on to the next moves.
Wesley Matthews said he will sign with the Mavericks regardless of what DeAndre Jordan's decision was, which is that he went back to the Mavericks.
Clippers.
No, to the Clippers, yes. Excuse me.
Did you say that's confirmed?
Yeah. Ronnie Price, who was a Lakers veteran last year, signed for the minimum of $1.5 million with the Suns. Amari is strongly considering the Mavs now that DeAndre isn't going to sign with them, or the Heat or the Lakers, but I'm pretty sure the Lakers is just a decoy, which is what everyone does. Like, I'll sign with the Lakers for the money, and they're not actually going to do it. So, Pistons re-signed Joel Anthony, he's fine. Marc Gasol signed back with the Grizzlies, 5 years max, 100, whatever.
Gee, 5 years, what age is it?
30 around.
No, that's
29, I think.
He's peaking late.
He's that guy. He's fine.
Yeah, he's
Ginobili back with the Spurs.
I
said Sonny. Did I say Sonny Weems? 2 years, $5.8 million with the Suns. Paul Pierce apparently was a big part in the Clippers talks with DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
But I have a theory that I'm going to get to later on DeAndre and Paul Pierce. Mo Williams back to the Cavs, LeBron's guy, so LeBron's gonna be happy.
Yeah,
about
LeBron.
that.
Like
He
I
loves
think,
the Cavs, so.
yeah, he does. But like,
And he fucking made Mo Williams had his only good year with the Cavs when he was an All-Star that one time because LeBron gives him open shots, just warm-ups for him.
I don't know about the Cavs next year though.
Luke Ridnour was traded for the 4th time in 6 days.
yeah, Luke Ridnour is getting traded.
He was just waived today by the. by
You think we could pick him up? Like we could pick him up for this? Or you sit Luke Ridnour or Shane is?
I think he'd come out.
Shane, you're going with salary cap. So salary cap.
I think
the salary cap it has risen
to 70 million.
from 70 million to 84.7 million.
Fuck.
And now that a period called after a period called moratorium, which is a league audit in which they look at the league's finances, and that's a 13% increase on the last salary cap, which is the highest since 15% in 2005, which is really sad for the league. League's doing good, great for everyone. And then the big news: DeAndre Jordan was kidnapped by the Clippers effectively and re-signed with the Mavericks.
Well, yeah, but
with the Clippers.
I had a really fucking fun time with the Clippers. Sorry, I had a really fucking fun time keeping up with this. Were you watching it last night?
Yeah, it was. No,
it was fucking funny.
It's it was funny, and then it got even better when I found out that Mark Cuban was driving around Houston with the whole fucking hunting. He was literally just like a bounty hunter. I'm picturing Mark Cuban with like the fucking.
Oh wait, can we say on the record? That was what was reported by Chris Broussard. Mark Cuban got pretty pissed about that report.
What actually happened?
All the
Clippers, like
Doc, JJ,
Chris
CP3, Blake, all
Paul,
go to DeAndre Jordan's house.
Paul Pierce was said to be there.
I don't think so. Maybe he was.
That's
I'm
what
not sure.
someone said.
He probably.
I don't know.
They lock up the house. Don't let anyone from the Mavericks in. DeAndre Jordan's agent couldn't get in the house. He wouldn't talk to the Mavericks. They waited till midnight and were to sign your contract. Re-sign DeAndre Jordan like that.
Yeah, they
after he already agreed verbally to sign with the Mavericks, the fucking Clippers just got him.
And is there going to be repercussions?
No, because he changed his mind. The moratorium, it was the moratorium. But now they're trying. See, the thing is that I have a problem with this. They're now going to change the moratorium because of this. They're like, oh, we're going to just change it and start for agency at this time. I'm like, look, the guy can change his mind, and everyone lost their shit over it. I
don't think it's fair the way the Clippers ran about the way they did it.
That's
not fair. That's unethical. But he also changed his mind. Yeah, like if the Clippers need him, and the Clippers were fucked without him. Like who you have? Like who do they?
But they can't win with the hack shack.
Yeah, but they. Well, that's
but they super can't win without DeAndre Jordan, so you got to take it.
They got rid of Spencer Hall's
he's progressing really well every year under Doc Rivers, so hopefully he might be able to get up to like a somewhat respectable.
And it is not a huge blow for the Mavs.
Yeah, they are now super rebuilding.
Mark Cuban said if he couldn't get DeAndre, he's just going full
tank. Their pick next season in the first round is only top 7 protected.
Yeah,
so they really want to keep that. One thing I heard, just take a leave it. Mark Cuban did a lot of deals with the Knicks. Dirk Nowitzki to the Knicks. People are talking about it, just saying it.
I don't think he did. Just away, will he?
I know, highly unlikely. Just
it might be a situation like Paul Pierce situation where they're going to go into tanking and they don't want to see him like spend the rest of his career. Like they're actually doing
like he doesn't have much of a career left. He only has like 4 years.
Yeah, he's like
he's like 2. He's like 2 years. Fucking Josh Smith torched him. Yeah, Josh Smith was really jogging past him.
He's like 36 or something, is he?
No,
but like it's just his size and build. He's getting too slow to play defense.
And okay.
Some people say you just play forever, and just like that's not.
It's not with defense. Like he could play forever on offense with the jump shot. But
I have a theory as to why DeAndre wanted to leave the first time.
Why?
I think he got pissed that they signed Paul Pierce.
Why?
Because I think he was part of the big three, but it was always iffy, right? Like everyone knows CP3 and Blake are a lot better than them. I think he was like, I think he got insulted by them signing Paul Pierce.
But Paul Pierce is going to be a big player, really. I don't know.
Yeah,
he's going to be a big crunch.
I think he's going to be their third. I think he's going to be their third option, and I think he realised that DeAndre wants the ball more, and I think he got pissed, and I think that's what he.
Yeah, the thing with Paul Pierce is that he's been
really played into his hands in this situation.
Yeah, I think he's been keeping himself in good shape though. He's been like, he still thinks he can be like a third option guy.
I still think he can. I think.
Yeah, he can. It's just 82 game season. It's just they're good.
For playoffs.
Yeah, they really do.
Hopefully,
in the playoffs, like he's a definite third option guy. Like with the fucking
losing to Houston this year was a huge loss.
I suppose
I can't believe they lost.
They won the loss today, Paul Pierce. Won the loss today, Paul Pierce. Everyone got gassed because of their usage percentage. CP3 and Blake were pretty much having to score every time, and CP3 was injured. I'm pretty sure Blake was too. It seemed like if they have Paul, just give him the ball, play small ball. Make Josh Smith guard him. Josh Smith can't guard him. Make Terrence Jones guard him. He can't. They're going to have to go small. Maybe you get to take Dwight out of the game. Blake gets some easy dunks. You get, you know what I mean? You make the game a lot easier to have.
Well, you make the game
and also they added Wesley Johnson and Lance Stevenson. I'm not a big Lance guy, but maybe
Lance will do something.
Yeah,
he's so, because on the court, no matter what you think of him, players watch for him and they're like,
I think he's in a good situation with CP3 and Doc Rivers, and that they can do something.
Yeah, and he's got to watch his ass because he could lose all his minutes to Wesley Matthews, which was the thing with the Hornets. Who fucks in Jared Henderson isn't taking all his minutes.
And he's still on a max contract with Clippers.
It's a big enough. It's not max, but
no, it's not max. There's no way they could afford that. What are we getting on to now?
We will move on to
the Summer League.
The value of the Summer League.
Yeah. Summer League's on at the moment. I know I am the only one at the table who is stupid enough to buy a league pass to watch it. And
you've watched more than me.
Summer League. I watched a lot of the games. Orlando Summer League is pretty good. You check out because you get to see people like Justice Winslow, Frank Kaminsky, stuff like that. You know, Aaron Gordon. And just
Aaron Gordon play?
The Magic teams. Both the Magic. Aaron Gordon's about Herzonia, is it?
Yeah, Mario
Herzonia.
His team in college is unreal. Aaron Gordon.
Oh yeah.
He
developed a really nice 3-point stroke. You go with the athleticism and defense, he's looking like a really solid player.
Looking back at the Summer League, though, I was thinking about it. We had this topic come up yesterday. We were just saying. I was just thinking it's on very soon after the draft.
Yeah.
I was just thinking you can't really set your system in between a draft and this, so the players are playing. I think the biggest problem with Summer League is that players don't know the system.
Well, yeah,
that's fair.
But I think a lot of it is just. They just drafted these guys, and it's like trying to get players on the. It's just trying to fill roster spots. It's not really like implementing the system because none of the coaches actually coach. Like I think last season, the only coach supposed to do it was Brad Stevens, but that was because he was a rookie coach, or like a second-year coach, so he just went and did it. But look, a lot of it is just it's kind of pointless. Like watching the.
But I don't see why I want to wait maybe a week, or 2 weeks, and a week or 2 weeks of training makes a huge difference.
But the problem is that they want to get their roster spots filled before then, and they want to see guys. It's just.
And speaking of filling roster spots, here are top couple of players so far in the Summer League.
Oh yeah.
Willie Reed playing for Miami, averaging 12.3 points a game, 8 rebounds a block. Guy is unreal. Was recommending that he sign with the Clippers if they lost DeAndre, but now I think he should go to the Lakers because there's a rumor that I just forgot to mention that if DeAndre went back to the Clippers, the Mavericks have a trade lined up for Roy Hibbert. So Roy Hibbert to the Lakers mightn't be a done deal anymore, in which case they should look at Willie Reed.
Yeah.
And what do you think of Roy Hibbert to Lakers trade? I don't think that's a good decision.
Great rim protector.
Yeah,
we're not going to be good anyway.
Yeah,
we're also not keeping our pick. Our top 3 pick is gone. It's not happening. We're not going to be bad enough to keep it. So whatever.
Look. I think at this stage, LA just need to become somewhat relevant again before they can start. Because I think the problem with the LA fans, I saw a picture and it was really funny. It was like the expectations, and it was all the players that they're getting in free agency, and then their team, and it was like, all right, they need to become relevant first. Stop smiling at me, please. They need to become somewhat relevant first before people start to realize, that's an unreal city to go to, great history. It's just you need to have a year of even getting to the playoffs, 8th, 7th, I don't know, in the 7th, and then
they did that last year. They just got in the playoffs last year though, and
2 years. No, there's Acres. That's Celtics.
No, the year before last.
Yes, they got it. Yeah, they got in 2 years against the Spurs when the Spurs won the title.
3 years.
That was when they had Dwight. That was when they had Dwight, though. That was when they were looking like.
And Kobe only missed the last 10-15 games.
Yeah, that could have been an interesting series, 13. I think. Anyway, back to the real point, which is the Summer League. I've been watching the Orlando games, and the Orlando games are pretty good. The problem is that I watched some of the Utah games as well, and then you see the good and the bad. If anyone here watched the Boston Philly game, then you wasted a good chunk of your life. Because I know I did. The team shot about, I think it was at halftime, it was 28% from Philly and 32% from Boston. Every time Okafor touched the ball, it was a triple team because no one could shoot. They had it was just.
Well, that's something I don't understand. That why aren't players able to shoot?
Because a lot of these players just I don't know what
squad.
It's the Philly
squad
and Boston squad and Philly squads aren't 3-point shooting teams. And they're just even if they have a player who is said to be able to shoot threes,
We could have got
like
D'Angelo Russell.
yeah. But anyway, also like just put it out there. I just want because they're playing tonight again, Boston. They're playing the Spurs at 2 a.m. And I just want James Young to hit like
Kyle Anderson's balling out.
Yeah, he is.
To mention.
And I want to just see James Young hit 1-3 and have like maybe like 35% 3-point instead of 2 of 7.
In his last game, James Young shot 2-11 from the field and 1 of 7 from 3.
Yeah.
So not a solid thing for the second year.
It is not, and the thing is that they just took. The problem is that I think if they left Marcus Smart in that game, it would have been good because it would have been you would have had someone to rely on, and then both teams the floor sets open. Yeah, they don't want it, and they just said it. They were like, "Here, look, you're too good to be playing here." Because he was like in the first game against the Utah Jazz, he was kind of just walking around, and then he just like make some plays, and then it was just kind of like he was bringing so much intensity that they actually took him out, and that's the they're just kind of like I don't know.
Another thing with some leagues, could they not just build it in so that maybe at the start all the rookies and all them play, but build it up to a pre-season thing where all the best players start to come in and play?
Yeah, but I think it's too like
that's too long.
It's too long and it's too set. They need some time off. The season's already so long as it is. But no, I saw someone actually toss out something interesting. It was like the European division again. They were tossing out like they have at 67. They bring in like a European division and then just have you play every team twice, like in like the Premier League or whatever. You play every team twice, but they have a European division. They bring in more teams. I think it was like 35 they'd have or something. I'm not sure. It sounded like I was like, yeah, maybe. I don't know, but it's just it's just something to watch for because the season length at the moment is just I think it's just too long.
Yeah. So I was going through a list of guys that I felt just to watch out for, just playing in Summer League for next season. Again, I said Willie Reed, averaging 12.3, 8 and a block, playing for Miami. Miles Turner, big man for Indiana, is really balling, so they're not going to be too upset about losing Roy Hibbert. He's averaging 16.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, 4.5 blocks a game.
Yeah, his defense is pretty good. Like
Stanley Johnson for Detroit, 6'7" forward, is averaging 17 points, 6.7 rebounds and 2 assists. Rondé Hollis Jefferson from Brooklyn is not shooting particularly well, but his defense is
amazing, and he's willing to get to the hoop as well.
Yeah, he's
like
trying. His
shooting though it needs some work.
I like to pair him though. If Darren Williams can get back to something, him, Darren Williams, maybe Joe Johnson, Brook Lopez, he's going to get some open dunks, some transition stuff. You know what I mean? He's going to be able to run.
There's rumours around Joe Johnson as well, though.
Getting traded. His contract's so big though. It's bigger than Kobe's. It's hard to move it. Like there was talks with the Grizzlies, but if they fell through because they couldn't agree on what they wanted to give each other.
I don't know. But he's a good player, I think.
He's very good, but it's just a contract.
That's a problem. Like the thing is that it's hard to deal big contracts. I think David Lee and the Gerald Wallace thing, that was almost perfect in a sense because both teams had 2 players that they didn't want with big contracts, and they kind of both like I don't know. Are Golden State planning to keep Gerald Wallace?
I don't know. I'm not
sure.
I
don't know. Like I think they want that like kind of veteran presence. He's
they
like
need it.
Yeah,
they should the championship.
Yeah, I guess. But it's hard to do it. It's hard to do it twice, I guess.
Gerald Wallace doesn't have much experience with.
Yeah, well, he's just an experienced player. He's an old guy. It's hard to do it twice when you're young. It's very difficult to do.
Especially Spurs when MacLeod got David West.
Yeah.
Marcus
They're
good.
Yeah, they will. Like so, that's why I think
they don't have great 3-point shooting, though, do they?
They lost Bellinelli and they lost Corey Joseph. I think very solid guys.
I think that's where they're going to struggle because in the game today, if they're placed.
Yeah,
and to play Warriors, they can put up quick numbers, as in they can go on a quick
they can go on a quick run.
The Warriors don't have much of a post presence. Like if I put out Duncan and Aldridge,
and
I post up Bogut, you put like I'm trusting Aldridge is going to kill Draymond Green. I don't care how well Draymond Green plays, Aldridge is going to kill him, and Duncan can take Bogut. You know what I mean? So. I don't know. That's going to be a really interesting series, though, because Ginobili's gotten older, and I think Steph will burn up Steph Curry.
So, Shane, what do you think?
No, Steph Curry will burn up Curry.
No. What does Shane think of the Lee Machine playing in Boston?
Lee Machine was the Warriors' best players in the final. That's pretty obvious. Steph Curry was iffy. He's still the best point guard to ever play the game. But next year they're going to win it again.
What are you talking about? Lee Machine's going to win for Boston, Shane.
As good as he played with him,
Lee Machine.
When he's not in Golden State, there's just not much you can do.
You know what? I hate you, Shane. I hate you.
That's our producer, Shane. Shane O'Halloran.
He's playing a console.
You guys done this on me?
Yeah, I got just we'll go through quickly more guys to watch. Frank the Tank Kaminsky averaging 14.7 points, 8.7 rebounds, really nice just all round game. Nate Walters averaging 14 points, 2.3 rebounds, 3.3 assists, but he fractured his left index finger.
Oh, he did, yeah.
He's out for the rest of Summer League, but he's a really solid guy and he should be back in a couple of months. Mitch McGarry for the Thunder.
Oh man, Mitch
15
McGarry.
pounds,
Yeah.
averaging 11.3 points, 7 rebounds and assist. James Young really struggling, I mentioned earlier, and Brandon Dawson for the Clippers averaging 12 and 10.
Yeah. So
Chris Singleton is playing like he'd rather die than not playing the NBA anymore.
Oh yeah, he's
Keith Bogans, after taking a year and a half off, 35-year-old back, trying to make it back again with Portland. So we'll see how that goes.
No, we'll go on to the GMs thing, because I know a lot of GMs have been kind of hovering around.
Basically, next we're going to talk about 3 of our teams aren't good. Yeah. We want to make Lakers, 76ers, Celtics. They're not good. So basically, there's 2 options that most teams can go through, and it is tanking
Or free agency.
free agency. So basically, this topic is what's better, which one you prefer, and I don't know.
Just to throw it out there, being a Boston fan, free agency sometimes is not always accessible when you don't even get meetings. So I think
market's dying.
Yeah, it is. The Knicks and the Lakers, because they were too poised to get a lot of free agents and they just didn't.
I think we got to get respectable, like you said earlier. We got to get respectable first, and I think people come back. But as I was saying, there is a huge risk with the free. There's a bigger risk, I think, with a free agent system, because I don't like gambling that much. If you have a good OKC, it's for a good OKC are the prime example of the great lottery pick system, and then just have a great development system. You get Russell Westbrook, you get James Harden, you get Kevin Durant, you get Serge Ibaka. I know they traded James Harden, but he was a second.
If they had owners that weren't so money conscious, that's like a dynasty. That's a dynasty right there.
I looking at the 76ers. They're shit, right? They literally have no one.
I have it down here that Philly are too far in the way of tanking. They tank too much. They don't think about free agency at all. The Lakers, too far in free agency thinking. Don't think about the draft. If we get a pick, we're like, oh shit, we have a pick. But they're just only thinking about free agents. The Spurs are the perfect team in terms of this. They fucking annoy me. I hate the Spurs, but they are. They fucking build perfectly. They get Ginobili in the second round. They get Tony Parker in the second round. They get Duncan, but Duncan was easy, so that doesn't really count. Then they get David West for the veterans minimum and LaMarcus Aldridge in free agency. That is the perfect example of how you build a team. If a free agent comes along, great. You impress them with how your system works, how you draft it well, and how you develop players.
But the thing I feel, I get your point, Lakers, too far one way, 76ers one way. I just feel like, in one versus the other, I'd like to say I prefer to be in Lakers' position. I think 76ers right now, they're gambling too much in the tanking.
As a fan, being in a free agent conscious team is way better, because you're looking forward to it. And it's like, when you're watching the draft, you're not looking forward to it. You're nervous, and even when you draft them, you're like, this guy might pan out.
And the thing is, I was stuff down here like with tanking, and you get draft picks. It lasts for a long time. It can last for 10, 15 years, like the Spurs have. Free agency might last 3 or 4 years, similar to the Heat. Yeah. But I feel like the risks in drafting people is much, much, much higher, and it's much more risky. And I don't know, Joel Embiid, that foot thing is just
Well, look, at the time,
you have to make that pick.
Yeah, you have to make it. It's not a bad pick, but it's just so
that, again, like free agency is more of a solid though, because you've seen this guy play for a few years, you know what he's going to bring. With a draft, it could be risky injury. Risky, you don't know how he's going to adapt in the NBA, and then you get the people who fall down lower and are just late first round picks who become unreal because they just adapt better than the people who are high. So it's very difficult to gauge, because it's literally lottery. It is literally lucky to draw. And
another thing I find with free agency, at least with free agents, they want to be there.
Yeah,
that's a huge thing. That
I don't get that Zach LaVine thing, because I think he thought he was going to LA that season when he was drafted. When they shot down to him, and they said he was going to Minnesota, and you can see him clearly being like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "Shit," and then he goes up and he looks pretty pissed off. And also when you're a free agent, at least the fans will get behind you. Unlike this year with the Porzingis thing with the Knicks, where he got drafted and was booed onto the stage and then booed off the stage. that was the most Knicks thing I've seen. Like, they were just, it was horrible. But like, it's just hard to tell. It depends what team you are, because I know, being a Celtics fan, like, getting David Lee in a trade was actually a shock to me. I was like, wait, what? That's a good enough player. He was an all-star once.
He's a great player.
Yeah.
Another thing is, I was just thinking, like, teams who won from free agency, like Lakers, for example, or Heat have done it twice. Lakers have done it most of the time.
Well, yeah.
Pretty much exclusively.
Pretty much
Magic Johnson and Kobe are really
The only two.
And there's Shaq.
There's Shaq off the
Kareem, Wilt,
Yeah.
all these guys we normally.
Well, like, it's not like you haven't drafted them. That might be in a trade. I know the Wilt was in a trade. That was in free agency.
Heat obviously have done it twice with Shaquille and
they did it Shaquille once and LeBron obviously.
Well, Shaq was a trade, but he pretty much told them when he was going to Miami that summer anyway.
And then I was trying to find the other way, and I was just thinking, okay, see, they haven't won.
But they're
going to win, I presume.
Well, I wouldn't presume. The injuries are just now it's not.
I'd say but
now it's you're not sure.
And then we have Spurs who they brought in a few free agents, not huge free agents.
No, their core has been drafted. Like even David Robinson and to Duncan in the early years, then moving on to
and then it wasn't one I wasn't 100% sure about.
Even Kawhi, like, because I think that counts, but that counts because they traded on draft night, so it counts as a pick, I think.
And then there's Jordan Spulls, were they
all drafted?
All drafted.
And I was just thinking,
they traded for Scotty, but he was on draft. He was drafted by Seattle, and they traded for him.
I was like, with which one? Seeing those teams, you'd say, "Oh, hey, that's all good," but then you look at the cons of teams that have gone the other way. Lakers, clearly, with the two, Steve Nash and Dwight Howard, it was just unbelievable.
Yeah, that. Sometimes with free agent teams, I think it's like you're shoving pieces into place, and you don't know.
That's not a huge thing,
Yeah, like because Dwight was a certain type of person, and Kobe was a certain type of person. Dwight's not young. Kobe wasn't young. You can't like shove him into place and mold him in. Like you can't like because I know because like the Shaq thing. I think Kobe was really young, and Shaq kind of he dictated in the early years kind of what he did. But if Kobe was older, I don't think that would have worked because both their egos would have clashed and that would have separated, like the Dwight and Kobe thing. But with a draft pick, at least, they have to respect the veteran. Like, no matter how good you think you are, you have to respect veteran players. Yeah. Like, you're going to have D'Angelo Russell turn around to Kobe and tell him, "No, I'm not passing you the ball," or else you're going to get the Kobe face. You're going to get the evil Kobe face. No, yeah,
but the main thing I can feel with free agency versus tanking is that the huge thing comes down to the GM.
Yeah.
That the biggest thing is a good GM will set you up for years. The next 10, 15 years.
Yeah, no, that GM thing is like, it's very, like, GMs are like, I think they waste so much, like, especially, like, I know, like, even watching, like, Summer League and stuff, just seeing these GMs, like, all over the place, like, they're even, like, just, if you have, like, an active one, it's very, you know, it's exciting. It brings some excitement because I know, because like Boston, they can't attract free agents, but I know for a fact that the RGM is not going to go down without trying to make a trade. Like the Kevin Garnett Ray Allen trade was insane. Like, and that's like having a good GM like that is like something I think it's on. Like it's so valuable.
Another thing interesting to look at with GMs is the amount of GMs that say that the best teams have the best GMs. A lot of the time, you can see that it's unbelievable how.
Like if you look at a team like last season, like the Clippers, Doc Rivers is an amazing coach. He's pretty good,
fantastic coach, yeah.
But as a GM, I just question some of the decisions he makes.
As a GM, he has let Jared Dudley walk, who became one of the best 3-and-D guys in the Milwaukee Bucks team, and then went to Washington. To let Jared Dudley walk, he did that to keep Spencer Hawes. Yeah. He signed Glenn Davis. Yeah. He basically he brought back Nate Robinson for a 10-day, and Nate Robinson was done in the league like a season ago. Doc Rivers should not. Everyone saw what Popovich did. Popovich is a genius.
Popovich is a once in a generation guy.
Not going to happen. Popovich is one of the greatest, probably top 4 coaches of all time. But Doc Rivers is a great coach, but he's not a great GM, and his entire GMing system is a buddy thing. We remember who was on my Celtics team, who was good around that time. I got him.
Yeah, like
Delonte West.
Delonte West. You're grabbing Big Baby Davis is like, you know, my dad is about the same weight as Glenn Davis. Like, come on, like even my dad said. I remember we watched a game and we were watching a Clippers game. I think it was Clippers Pelicans. And Davis posted up and turned into Anthony Davis, and my dad was like, "How is this guy even playing? He looks like
He is pretty
like
big.
it's it's questionable." Yeah, and you're right. It is a buddy thing. You can't. You as a GM, you have to completely separate.
It's
your
cutthroat,
feelings.
If you ever see the game or the movie Moneyball, you'll see that's how GM works, where it is really truly cutthroat.
And the thing is, I don't think there's no way he gets Paul Pierce if he didn't coach him with Boston.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
No way.
I don't want to give him credit being a great GM for getting Paul Pierce. No way that happens.
He just happens to be buddy with a guy who's still great.
Yeah.
Like if Paul Pierce, I think even if Paul Pierce's career was declining and he was playing crap, he'd still probably sign him.
Yeah, he'd be like, Paul can still do it.
And then Paul,
20. Paul's not going to get 2.
Exactly. Like in all honesty, I wouldn't be surprised when Rondo was gone. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if he signed him.
Back up.
I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, Rondo's great. Even though he was the only one who caused him like kind of problems on that team. But like,
underrated GM, got mocked a lot. People made a lot of fun of him because he said a lot of stupid shit during the season about 3-point shooting and kind of refused to move out of the past. Phil Jackson, I think, has put together a really, really solid off-season for the Knicks. He acquired Robin Lopez for, I think it was 4 years, $54 million, which is a bit expensive, but big men are going for a lot of fucking money because there's like 8 of them. Aaron Aflalo, who can create his own shot, defend, shot 53% on open threes last season, solid. That really helps in the triangle because he can shoot the mid-range too. They acquired Derek Williams, who hasn't panned out yet. Don't know what you're going to get. He was a pretty high percentile in the pick and roll though. He can get up. He's just got to dunk it. If there's no one there, he's going to dunk it. And they acquired Kyle O'Quinn, whose per 36 numbers were actually solid. He's gonna put together a good contribution. But I had a really fun. One thing I like about Kyle O'Quinn is I had a story that he played for the Magic this season, and his locker was next to Vucevic's. And he put up pictures of Vucevic's girlfriend in his locker and just left them there until Vucevic asked about them, and it was like, oh, nothing, and just took them all there and just to mess with them, which I really liked that story. So hopefully, and he said he grew up big Knicks fan from New York.
Let's hope he does that with Carmelo Anthony, because I know he really takes well to stuff like that. Big Kevin Garnett. Sorry. Phil Jackson, I think he was mocked a lot, and I think he was also mocked a lot on draft night, where you're like, oh, you're taking Porzingis, I don't know what to expect. But at this stage, the Knicks have to do stuff like that. They have to try, because they can't just be like, we'll take a solid player, and then it's like, yeah, but he's a solid player, you're still getting blown out in games. Yeah. This guy could be great, but he also could be crap. But I think that's where the Knicks are at right now. They got to do stuff like that. So yeah.
Because I think that Carmelo contract is just putting him in a bad position. Yes, he wants to rebuild, but they can't rebuild with $100 million contract.
I just never got that. I don't see why Melo wanted to come back. Money thing.
$20 million.
Money. It's just
not many people can turn down an extra $20 million.
I suppose, but I mean, if he went to the Bulls, it would have been ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
absolutely crazy.
Speaking of Melo, how about we talk about current players that we think are a lock for the Hall of Fame right now in the NBA?
Do you think Melo is a fucking lock for the Hall of Fame?
I wouldn't say. Look,
I think no.
honestly,
that's just parameters. I'm just going to say some names. Say no. I'll be surprised if you say no to any of these guys, but these are the guys I think are going to make it. Kobe, Duncan, CP3, Wade, Dirk, Steve Nash, LeBron, KG, Pierce, Ray Allen.
Is Ray Allen still counted being in the league?
Yeah. Vince Carter. And those are the guys I think.
Vince Carter still playing?
Yeah, but those are the guys I think are locks right now.
You left out Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And David Lee. And David Lee.
Machine.
Steph Curry. I know.
Connor. I said KD. I didn't say KD. Sorry, KD.
Let's see what he does.
The big one. I was just looking through the list here, and I was thinking Melo.
I think Melo.
Let's have a look at Melo.
He's been a 5-time All-NBA player, 6-time All-Star, led his team to the Western Conference Final one, and led the league in scoring. There are many players who have done that. Now, normally, if it was strict Hall of Fame, like in other sports, I'd say no. The NBA has had a lot of players, and I think you got that Melo.
I wouldn't say lock. I'd say he's more than likely going to get it. He's not a lock. Like when you're up against players like LeBron, Wade, Kobe, no. But yeah, he's probably going to get in.
What about Dwight? 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, multiple times led the league.
I think he's got. If we're going off like Melo, again, Dwight. I think the problem, Dwight just. With players like that, it's just like I want to see them at least have like because Dwight did it, but Melo, I've never seen Melo like do it. Dwight at least has been trying to win. Like he's kind of made that more priority.
Dwight has got the final. He's got the Western Conference final, Eastern Conference finals.
Yeah, Melo's like I'd like to see Melo in his later years. See, that's where I wanted to see him sign outside of New York. I wanted to see him in his later years. Him try and make a run at the championship.
There was that run he had 2 or 3, it was 3 years ago where Knicks got
Knicks.
Knicks got well, and
they won. They beat the Celtics in the first round.
No, it's difficult to pass like 20 million.
Yeah, no, it is. That's a personal decision, but it's just like for a Hall of Fame player, at least like even like in his like when he's like 36.
He'll do it when he's old, after his contract.
I hope he does because I just like to see him like a player like that try and go get like Karl Malone when he went to the Lakers. That type of
went
thing.
to the Rockets,
Exactly.
stuff like that. Dominique on the Celtics.
Yeah.
Tony Parker, Finals MVP, 5-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA.
Yes,
multiple-time champion.
I think
so. He will. He also has the other one who's been from Europe. So there's not too many European.
Yeah, the European. Yeah, they're a bit more lenient with like kind of European players. And like
3-time All-NBA, 4-time All-Star, 2 championships.
Two-time champs.
Yes.
Yeah, I think those 2 chips. If he doesn't have them, I don't think. I think it'll be more difficult for him to get in. But the 2 chips, definitely.
6 Kentucky players.
All the 6 Hall of Fame players that you were saying, Conor. Oh yeah,
they have to go.
Yeah, of course.
They did lose national championships this year, but they're going Hall of Fame.
Manu Ginobili, 2-time All-NBA, 2-time All-Star. Probably
2-time
robbed.
All-NBA.
A 6th man of the year at one point. Probably robbed of the 2007 Finals MVP. To be completely honest, that was probably his.
Yeah, it was his. But I think. See, again, it's like the championships are helping him really here, and also the fact that he's not American, he's Argentinian, so he gets in off that, and like, look, because like it's like I think when you're having this argument, it's like not who like you think should be in, it's like who's gonna get in, like. A lot of people are saying that the Hall of Fame system is flawed, or it's like should be more strict, and maybe it should or maybe it shouldn't, but like. It's just this is who I think he will get in, but I don't like maybe like I think it should be more difficult for him to get in than it will be.
I agree, to be honest.
Yeah.
A huge one here is D Rose.
No, not
yet.
He has his MVP and that was a great season, but honestly that was probably Dwight or LeBron's MVP award. It was because of the decision.
Voter fatigue.
Yeah, voter fatigue because of the decision, stuff like that. I can't put him in. I can't just because if I put him in, then I gotta say Grant Hill is also in, and I don't want to put Grant Hill in. Just I don't know. Then I gotta put Penny Hardaway in too, technically, because I mean he was unreal. It's just because like I can't put him in just being like, he would have been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I can't feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
But I completely. If you
really
put
want
together
to see him play.
So do I.
I really
I want to see him. I want to see it. Like he needs to, because the thing is this season was his perfect year to get over the hump of LeBron, to get past a LeBron team, and they had the games won, and then they just didn't do it, and you feel
he's afraid to go to the rim, shooting too many jump shots. Penny Hardaway talked about it. He said he had that same injury in his knee, and that you're afraid to attack the rim. Yeah. And you can see it in his game. You see his early stuff. You see 2010, 2011. That guy just launches himself at the rim. He does that dunk on Goran Dragic where he cocks it back over his head. No way he doesn't go for that now. He's gonna if he's just Goran Dragic coming in, he's shooting a jump shot. He's not going to the rim anymore.
No, or he's like taking a layup, or he's kind of leaning back and looking down like it's sad, but like it's like injuries are just like maybe
if he can string together one more healthy season, I think he might try and get back more of that.
Yeah.
He's just afraid.
Yeah,
which is understandable.
What about third man in Miami?
Chris Bosh, guy on my list. Chris Bosh, 8-time All-Star, career averages of 19.7 points per game, 9 rebounds, 2 championships. I think he deserves to be there.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he was one of the linchpins of that Miami defense.
Yeah,
I think without him, they don't even get. They don't win any of the years.
Really, any?
None.
That's a bold fucking statement. Yeah, maybe.
People don't like to say it, but it was a big 3. Like it wasn't just Wade.
Yeah, it wasn't. No, it wasn't just Wade and LeBron. But yeah, I think so. And
Face of Toronto for those couple.
Oh yeah, the Toronto years. I think even like he played.
Still has more years. Come back from the blood clots. I think he's gonna have a big season.
I fear because I was like I remember when the Celtics were pushing for the playoffs, and I was really upset. I wanted to see a Miami Cleveland first round.
Right.
I was so because that would have made the East a bit interesting. It would have been like like because LeBron lost to them like twice, I think.
And the thing you got to realise with us in Ireland is we cannot see a lot of Western Conference matches. We end up watching a lot of Eastern Conference.
This is why me and him are like supporting 2 of the teams towards the most eastern points, where Aaron picked the team to the most westerly point.
So basically, you got the matches in the West are on at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So we personally want to see an unrealistic conference,
Which is not happening.
Okay.
at all.
Can I throw one last guy out there?
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups. 3-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Star, Finals MVP, led Detroit.
I'm gonna be honest.
Missed a big shot.
I don't know a lot about Chauncey.
I do. That Detroit team was just like. I think he did it in a year where they were kind of like so like
Lakers fell apart.
Yeah, the Lakers fell apart.
Well, I mean, they dominated the East. For
the
years.
East. Like I know, like I think
I want to put him on there.
I do as
put him
well.
on there.
I think
Yeah,
because that just 2004 year, it's just like if you do like a team because like I've been looking up like stuff in like the championship since I've been like alive, and it's just been like. Then there's like Spurs, Lakers, Spurs, Lakers, Lakers, Spurs,
Yeah.
and then in the middle there's just Detroit, and you're like, what are they doing here? And then you watch it and you're like,
How do they win a championship?
because it's been like
Go make it
I
cars.
watched it from the 90s. It was like 99 Spurs, then 3-peat Lakers, and Spurs again, and then it's Detroit, and you're like, wait, what? And you're kind of like, you're kind of, I don't know, it's kind of surprising because those two teams were powerhouses, like.
Yeah.
So it's to do well. I know the Lakers fell apart that year, and that
Still,
was like.
still, like I'm not.
You still have to go do it,
In fairness,
like-
where you beat Shaq and you beat Kobe. That's still.
You still got to do it, like.
Prime time, like they're
Yeah.
unreal players.
You guys got any other suggestions? That's I'm all out.
James Harden.
No, not yet.
Yeah, I think he's still a bit too young.
Couple of All-Stars, 6 man of the year, still too young. Hasn't done enough yet. Same with Steph
Yeah.
Curry. I think he'll make it. Same with Russell Westbrook. Haven't done enough yet. They'll make it. I think.
Shane, who do you think should be in the Hall of Fame other than the Lee Machine and Steph Curry?
Other than them, Iguodala.
Festus Ezeli.
Of course, my man Festus.
I just want to thank everyone for listening to the first edition of the Triple Threat podcast. It was really fun to put together, and yeah,
Definitely doing it again.
Definitely doing it. It's good laugh. And
Thanks,
thanks,
whatever
Dad.
it may be. We're
Thanks.
going to Wembley. Que sera, sera.
Alright. See you, everyone.